yet another update on my experiment. Rather good update, and it could be that I'm on a roll here and things are just gonna flatten out a little bit, but my experiment to have sounds or music playing in the background, a very specific sound or music to sort of get me aware that I'm dreaming, to make me lucid. Just to recap, if you haven't seen my other videos, the experiment was to actually have a sound play at a certain time. That was my first experiment, and it was setting my alarm on my phone to vibrate after I'd been asleep at a certain time or whatever, and then see if that would induce a lucid dream. Then I tried music, a specific song that I'm very familiar with, that triggers memories, emotions, things like that. And that was pretty successful. And last night, what I actually did is I actually tried to play a different song. And this time the song was a Beck song, and it was The Golden Age. I've always liked that song, and I played it on repeat pretty much all night long. And what was really weird is it actually did make me lucid. If you haven't seen the video, parts of the video show just driving, basically out in the middle of nowhere on a highway, or a 2-lane highway. And it was funny because the dream started out, I was in this desert area. I could see cactus all over the place, and I could see rattlesnakes and things like that just off in the distance. It was just, I was aware of these creatures that were around, and I knew that I was in the desert. I remember I looked up and I could see the sun was, baking down, and I was just aware that I was in the desert. And I was at this old gas station, and I don't know what car exactly I was in. It wasn't my car, or at least it wasn't a car that I own, but it was another car. And I got in the car and I started to drive. I just kind of pulled out onto this highway, and what was really weird is I turned on the radio, and that song was playing, and I sat back a little bit, and I thought to myself, yeah, I really like this song. And then it was as if suddenly I realized this song is actually playing in my bedroom right now, and I'm sleeping. And that's when I became lucid. Well, I had a lot of options. I've talked about in the past that was going to experiment. Once I become lucid and then I become aware, I was going to try different things. And I still, rather than sort of really change the dream a lot, or at least attempt to, I kind of just let it go, let it work. And so I'm driving, and I wanted to see exactly how fast I could go. And in my car, I have a head-up display that tells me how fast I'm going and other things. And I was looking forward, and I saw this display, and I was doing 55. And I wanted to see how fast the car would go, so I floored it. And I got up to about, I don't know, I think it was somewhere around 140 or so. And I thought to myself, if a cop were to catch me, I probably would go to jail. But then again, I said, who cares? This is just a dream. And the song was still playing, and I was aware that the song was playing in my bedroom, and I was aware that I was sleeping. And it was at that point that I decided that instead of staying on the road, I'm going to try to go off the road, going as fast as I was going, and see what happens. So I remember I turned the steering wheel to the right, and I kind of went down into this ditchy desert area, and I'm running into all this stuff, and I can see the front end of the car just getting beat to crap. The hood is starting to fold in, and things are just going wrong. But I still had it floored, and I'm still doing the best I can to keep it on the road. And I saw this mound of dirt or sand or something ahead of me, and I wanted to avoid it, but I didn't. I ended up driving two of my wheels over it, and the car ended up flipping. And it was a really weird experience because when the car flipped, and it only flipped over on the top of the car, on the roof of the car, and it was spinning, kind of like on ice or something. It was really weird, and I thought to myself, what's going on? And I could feel the G-force on my body as I was, turning, and it got really uncomfortable. It got uncomfortable to the point where I actually told myself I wanted to wake up, that I didn't want to be in this dream anymore. And that's when I snapped myself out of it. I woke up, and as soon as I woke up, I kind of, I had that kind of vertigo feeling at first that I was still rotating. So, it was a success on the experiment. I'm going to try again tonight and see what happens. The dream was short, but it was lucid, and it was the song that actually made me lucid. So, we'll see exactly how far we can go with this. Maybe I'll have some better luck tonight.